Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, I'm diving into why Null, the symbiote god, is a perfect villain for the MCU and not just for Venom 3, The Last Dance. For those unfamiliar, Null is an ancient, dark, eldritch god who existed before creation, and he's the source of all symbiotes. His hatred for light and life sets him on a path of destruction, but it was his own creations, the symbiotes, that trapped him. However, in Marvel Comics' King in Black storyline, he breaks free, and this unleashes one of the most epic crossovers in recent memory. Now, Null isn't just another villain for Eddie Brock to take on. In the comics, it took an entire team of Marvel's biggest heroes, Spider-Man, the Avengers, the X-Men, and more, to defeat him. So, it would be a massive waste if Venom 3 introduces Null and then lets Eddie Brock and Venom defeat him solo. I mean, the stakes are way higher than that. One thing Null could do for the MCU is provide some backstory we haven't gotten yet, like the origin of Nowhere. In the comics, it's Null who beheads the Celestial whose skull becomes Nowhere, and this would be an epic way to establish his power early in the MCU. But it doesn't stop there. Remember Gore's Necrosword? In the comics, Null created that sword, and Gore was the one who stole it. So, we already have some connection between the MCU and Null. Plus, in King in Black, Thor himself took on Null and was one of the few heroes to land a blow on him. So, imagine a potential team-up of Thor, Venom, and Spider-Man against this massive threat. Speaking of the Celestials, Null's beef with them is huge. They introduce light and life to the universe, and Null wants to plunge everything back into darkness. This kind of cosmic scale would be fascinating in the MCU, especially with the Celestials having been introduced in Eternals. In terms of power, Null is a real step up from Thanos. He ripped the Sentry, a hero with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, in half like he was nothing. So, Null could be the next big bad of the MCU or maybe even just the Spider-Verse if Sony decides to keep him for themselves. And let's talk about Spider-Man. Null's arrival could be the perfect way to finally bring Tom Hardy's Venom and Tom Holland's Spider-Man together on screen. We've seen teases in Spider-Man: No Way Home, but they've never actually met. Null could be the threat that forces them to team up, which would be an incredible moment for both universes. Now, if Sony does want to keep Venom's storyline connected to the MCU, Null could be positioned as the next major villain after the multiverse saga wraps up in 2027. If Venom 3 ends with Null's accidental release, it could be the beginning of a much larger narrative that eventually leads into Avengers: Secret Wars. All in all, Null's introduction in Venom 3 should be seen as just the start. If handled right, he could become one of the most terrifying and powerful villains the MCU has ever seen, and maybe even unite Spider-Man and Venom for the fight of their lives. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates. Thanks for watching.